Okay, we knew coming in here this was going to be a battle. We knew that they've got a great coach. They've got a great shooting team, one of the best in the country. So I just thought our defense for over the course of 40 minutes was very, very good. And we finally got some big time stops in the second half. We were able to string some stops together, got out in transition a little bit. So we will definitely take a 17-point win here and move on.
Yeah, in the first half, how much did the turnovers kind of disrupt the defense and make that foul hard?
We were very sloppy with the ball in the first half, with our passes in particular. It was Brown in the first half, and then the second half, I thought it was more Shaq Morris and guys like that. So we end up with 14 turnovers, which is a little bit more than two more than our average. But the story of the game was how we shot the ball relative to how they shot the ball, because they're a tremendous shooting team, as I alluded to earlier, and then we're plus 15 on the glass.
Yeah, the second half defense didn't have to deal with turnovers. Just better focus, better plan.
Yeah, they were. They were winning points in the paint at halftime by like 8, and they were also winning points on turnovers. They ended up winning that by 2, but we cut into that. We took better care of the basketball. I thought, our guards were really good, taking care of the ball. Landry, 7 assists, 1 turnover. Shoots 5 for 9. Connor Frankamp again scores the ball well. He's 4 assists, 0 turnovers. But between the two of those guys, 11 and 1. We just got to get the big guys to take a little better care of the ball.
Getting Andre Jackson under control in the second half, how important was that to him?
Yeah, he's an interesting player and a hard guard. He's a little undersized, but man, he's got great ball skills. He can drive it. He can use either hand. He uses the rim to protect some of his shots. He's got tremendous footwork. So 6 for 7 at halftime, which made him 13 for 14 in 2 games against us. So we challenged our guys to try to get a stop against him, and he went 0 for 2 in the second half.
And just felt sharp tail like a jump. Everything within a few feet of the rim.
Yeah, just that way it's harder to miss. I thought his follow-up on a transition layup or maybe a 3 that Connor took when Zach Brown tipped it, and then Richard eventually grabbed it and laid it in or dunked it, was the seal of the game. I thought that was when the game was over.
He had that steal in the second half.
It's great.
Like he knew it was coming.
Yeah, he pays attention. He's a cerebral player. He's been around for 3 years. We knew in that play we called horns, they were going to throw it to the right horn, and he went to the outside and kind of just out-quicked him to the ball and made a great save on the sideline.
What do you think was down Connor in the second half with the shooting stroke? Just winning 16-point half after what was in the first half. Is that natural flow of the offense?
Yeah, he just, we try to find him. I thought Landry Shamet got him going with a corner 3, right corner in transition, and we tell our guards to try to look for him in transition. And in that particular case, we got a stop, number 1. We were able to get a good outlet. Landry pushed the ball from the right. He got to the middle of the court, and he found Connor in the right corner, and that got him going. And from that point forward, he really felt it. He's been playing with a lot of confidence and obviously can shoot the basketball. I mean, he's a throwback. He's a wonderful jump shooter.
In the middle of a streak like this one, I think 24-point average margin of victory over the last 7 games. When you're in a rugged first half back and forth like that, I don't want to say it's good for you guys. You want to be winning more, but what do you learn about your team? What do you say to them when they're in some of these somewhat foreign situations?
Well, you just have to keep pounding. You have to keep pounding the rock. You have to keep working and try to get stops. And our bread and butter is defense and rebounding. And the way Loyola came out, I think the under 4-minute timeout in the first, under 16-minute timeout, the first 4 minutes of the game, we barely got a stop. I think we got 1 stop, maybe 2, and it seemed they were just making everything. But at the end, it looked like they weren't as fresh. They're not quite as deep as us, And, you know, we try to play really good defense to make them work for their good looks. I like your shoes, by the way.
Loyola just 3 of 14 shooting. What went into that?
Well, he's a tremendous player, and that can be attributed mostly to Zach Brown. And I think there's a common theme, if you've watched our team, is whoever Zach Brown's guarding doesn't have quite his normal night. And there's two ends of the floor, and we value the defensive end just as much, if not more, than the offensive end. And Zach Brown plays because of his great defense. And he's been doing that to a lot of guys. It has nothing to do with Milton Doyle. He's a tremendous player. But Zach Brown's a very, very fine defender as well. His length, his strength, his size. I thought one foul that Milton Doyle got, he created the contact, and it was a missed call because he leaned in. He was it was a little bailout in the second half in front of their bench, driving to the basket. But we know and have a great deal of respect for Milton Doyle. That's why we have Zach Brown on him.
Team loses backcourt that was there before you're starting and undergoes a kind of transition you guys did. Would you say you're ahead of schedule right now than when you thought?
Yeah, you know, we don't try to evaluate our season until it's over. Hopefully I'll be on a beach somewhere with some refreshments and we can recollect on what type of season we've had. But to this point, 23-4, absolutely. We took this team to Canada in the summer, and I would have bet a lot of money that we wouldn't be 23-4. So these guys have really worked hard. They've bought in. And for instance, we gave up 80 points a game in Canada. You know, there's obviously some good players up there. I got nothing against Canadian players. I've coached a few myself, but we're not giving up 80 points anymore. That's the key. We're defending better. Tonight we give up 64, which is probably a few more than we normally give up.
How do you know, it's not exactly a linear transition, but what goes into teaching a young team like that?
Just grinding every day, you know. These guys, and we've had some guys get better over the course of the season. I mean, Connor's playing much better than he was 6 weeks ago, a month ago. Landry Shamet has clearly gotten better throughout the course of the year. Zach Brown and Rashard Kelly, at one point, they weren't playing very well this season, and now they're really doing what we need them to do. Rono Nerger's gotten better over the course of his career. Most of these guys, if they stay with us and they work every day and they grind, they find a way to improve individually, and then we improve collectively.